You've probably had this thought before. Maybe you had it just yesterday, or maybe it's been eating away at you for months or years. Why am I not where I want to be in life? Why do I feel stuck while others seem to be moving forward effortlessly? You scroll through social media, watch people post about their achievements, their new promotions, their happy relationships, their life upgrades. And there you are, stuck in the same place, wondering why you're still standing on square one while the world races ahead. Well, today, we're going to dive into the real reasons why you haven't yet reached the life you dream about. And trust me, it's not about luck or fate. It's about something much deeper, something that most people overlook. I'm not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to tell you the truth, the hard, unfiltered truth, because that's what you need if you really want to change. So buckle up. This might sting, but by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why you're not where you want to be, and more importantly, what you can do to finally break free. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're running as hard as you can, pushing yourself to the limit, yet no matter what you do, you're stuck in the same place? You're exhausted, drained, but nothing in your life changes. You look around, and it feels like everyone else has figured it out, like there's some secret they know that you don't. It makes you wonder, am I missing something? Am I destined to stay where I am? The truth is, you're not alone. We all go through this at some point. But here's the thing, most people give up right there. They resign themselves to a life of mediocrity because they believe the lie that where they are is as good as it gets. But you're different. You're here, right now, because deep down you know there's more to life. You're just waiting to unlock that next level. The real question is, how do you get there? The biggest lie you've been told. From a young age, we're fed the same story over and over again. Work hard, stay disciplined, and one day you'll get where you want to be. Sounds familiar, right? But let me tell you something. That's a lie. Not because hard work isn't important, it is. But hard work alone won't get you anywhere if you don't understand the why behind it. You've probably been told that success is linear. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and boom, you've made it. But the truth? Life doesn't work like that. It's not a straight path, it's a maze. And most people get lost because they don't even know they're in one. Let me explain. The mindset trap. One of the biggest reasons why you're not where you want to be is because you're trapped in a mindset that's sabotaging you without you even realizing it. Think about this. How often do you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you convinced yourself that you're not ready yet, that you'll wait until you have more time, more money, more energy? Here's the brutal truth. Tomorrow never comes. The right moment? It doesn't exist. Waiting for the perfect conditions is just an excuse your brain makes up to avoid discomfort. You're waiting for the stars to align, but guess what? They never will. And the more you wait, the further you drift away from the life you want. The key to breaking free? It starts with your mindset. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start now, even if it's messy, even if you're scared. The reality of fear. Fear, it's the silent killer of dreams. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. It's easy to talk about going after your dreams, but when it's time to actually make that leap, suddenly that fear creeps in, whispering in your ear. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me? That fear is what's holding you back. But here's something you need to understand. It's not about getting rid of fear. Fear will always be there. What matters is how you respond to it. Successful people don't live without fear. They feel it just like you do. The difference? They act in spite of it. They use fear as fuel, pushing them forward instead of holding them back. You're never going to wake up one day and suddenly feel fearless. But you can wake up one day and decide that fear isn't going to control you anymore. The comfort zone trap. Let me ask you something. How comfortable are you right now? Not physically, but mentally. Are you staying in your comfort zone because it feels safe? Because it's easier? Because it doesn't push you to your limits? Here's the thing about comfort. It feels good in the moment, but it's the enemy of growth. If you're not regularly stepping outside of your comfort zone, challenging yourself and embracing discomfort, then you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're standing still. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable, when you're doing things that scare you, when you're taking risks, when you're facing failure head-on. If you want to get where you want to be in life, you have to be willing to leave your comfort zone behind. Every single day. The truth about time. Here's something most people don't realize. Time is not on your side. We all like to think we have time. Time to figure things out. Time to wait for the right opportunity. But in reality, time is slipping through your fingers faster than you think. Every day that you wait, every day that you procrastinate, is a day you'll never get back. And here's the scary part. Those days add up. If you're not intentional with your time, you'll look back in 5, 10, 20 years and wonder where it all went. You'll wonder why you didn't take that risk, why you didn't go after that dream when you had the chance. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and once it's gone forever. The difference between you and successful people. What's the difference between you and the people who are where you want to be? It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's one simple thing: they take action. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They act, even when they're scared, even when they're uncertain, even when they don't know what's going to happen next. The successful people you admire, they started exactly where you are. The only difference is they made the decision to move forward when most people would have stayed still. The myth of perfection. You've probably heard the saying, done is better than perfect. But how often do you actually live by that? Perfectionism is one of the biggest killers of progress. You tell yourself you're just trying to get it right, but in reality, you're using perfectionism as an excuse not to finish, not to release your work into the world, not to be vulnerable. You convince yourself that if you just tweak it a little more, if you just perfect that last detail, then you'll be ready. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. No matter how hard you try, your work will never be flawless. And you know what? That's okay. Perfectionism is nothing more than fear in disguise. Fear of being judged, fear of failing, fear of not being enough. But let me tell you this. It's far better to put out something that's imperfect and learn from it than to hold on to it forever, waiting for the moment when it's just right. Here's a harsh truth that successful people understand. Done is always better than perfect because done moves you forward. Perfectionism keeps you stuck. The trap of comparison. Now let's talk about something that's stopping more people from getting where they want to be than anything else. Comparison. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing, isn't it? You see your friends, co-workers, even strangers online living the life you want. They're hitting milestones, traveling the world, getting promotions, while you feel like you're running in place. But here's what you need to understand. You're only seeing their highlight reel. You don't see the struggle, the failure, the nights they doubted themselves. You're comparing your everyday life with their best moments, and that's a losing game. Comparison steals your joy, your focus, and your progress. It makes you question yourself, makes you doubt your path. But the reality is, everyone's journey is different. What works for them won't necessarily work for you. Your timeline is unique to you, and that's something you need to embrace, not resist. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday. If you're making progress, even if it's small, you're winning. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's ruler. It's time to focus on your own path, the power of consistency. Let's shift gears and talk about one of the most underrated secrets to getting where you want to be. Consistency. Consistency is boring, I get it. We want instant results. We want quick wins. But the truth is, the biggest successes in life don't come from one massive action. They come from small, consistent actions taken day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Think about a plant. It doesn't grow into a tree overnight. It requires daily watering, sunlight, and care. And the same goes for your goals. You won't see the results right away, but every small step you take builds on the last. Every decision, every action, every effort compounds over time. Here's the kicker. Most people give up right before they're about to see results. They get frustrated because it feels like nothing is happening, so they quit. But the truth is, growth is happening beneath the surface, even when you can't see it. Stay consistent, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, and one day you'll wake up to the results you've been working toward. The power of belief. Here's something no one tells you. The biggest battle you'll face on your journey isn't external, it's internal. It's the battle with your own mind, your own self-doubt, your own limiting beliefs. If you don't believe that you can achieve the life you want, you never will. It's as simple as that. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your biggest enemy if you let it. Think about this. How many times have you stopped yourself from going after something because you didn't believe you were capable? Maybe you've told yourself that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough. But let me ask you this. Who gave you that belief? Where did it come from? Because I guarantee you weren't born with it. At some point in your life, you adopted this false belief, and now it's controlling your actions. Here's what you need to understand. You have the power to rewrite that belief. If you change the story you tell yourself, you'll change the way you approach your life. Start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you can get where you want to be. And eventually your actions will follow suit. The importance of mentors. No one achieves success alone. If you look at any successful person, you'll find that they've had mentors, coaches, or role models who helped guide them, who showed them the ropes and kept them accountable. Mentors are one of the most valuable resources you can have on your journey. They've been where you are, and they can help you avoid the mistakes they made. They can give you a perspective you don't have yet, and more importantly, they can believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. But here's the thing. Mentorship doesn't always come in the form of a personal relationship. Your mentors could be authors, public figures, or even people you've never met. The key is to seek out people who inspire you and learn from them. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. Learn from those who have already walked the path. They'll help you get where you want to be faster than you ever could on your own. The cost of inaction. Now let's talk about the cost of doing nothing. This is something that most people don't think about, but it's critical. Every time you choose to stay where you are, every time you choose inaction over action, there's a cost. And that cost is your potential, your dreams, and your future. Think about it. 5 years from now, where will you be if you keep doing what you're doing? If you keep making the same choices, the same excuses, the same decisions? Will you be any closer to where you want to be? Or will you be looking back, wondering where the time went? The scariest thing isn't failure, it's regret. Regret for the opportunities you didn't take, for the chances you didn't seize, for the life you didn't live. You have a choice right now. You can stay where you are, or you can take action and move toward the life you want. The cost of inaction is high. Don't let it be the price you pay. The power of taking risks. One of the biggest reasons people never reach their potential is because they're afraid to take risks. They're afraid of the unknown, afraid of stepping outside of what's familiar, afraid of what might happen if they fail. But here's the truth. Every great success story begins with a risk. It begins with someone stepping into the unknown, not knowing if it will work out, but deciding that the risk is worth it. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is that the former are willing to take the leap, even when it's scary, even when there's no guarantee of success. Risks are where growth happens. Risks push you out of your comfort zone and into the realm of possibility. When you take a risk, one of two things will happen. You'll either succeed or you'll learn something valuable. Either way, you're better off than you were before. Most people avoid risks because they're focused on what they could lose. But the question you need to ask yourself is this: what could you gain? What could your life look like if you took that chance, if you stepped out of your comfort zone? The people who get where they want to be in life aren't the ones who played it safe. They're the ones who took risks, failed, and then tried again. The role of patience. One of the hardest things to accept on your journey is that getting where you want to be takes time. In a world where everything is instant food, instant entertainment, instant gratification, waiting for success can feel unbearable. But here's what you need to understand. Patience isn't about sitting around waiting for something to happen. It's about staying the course, trusting the process, and continuing to put in the work, even when you can't see the results yet. Success is often a slow burn. It's not a straight line, and it's certainly not immediate. But every step you take, every action, no matter how small, is moving you forward. The people who get where they want to be in life are the ones who understand that they're playing the long game. They're patient, but they're persistent. The value of failure. Let's talk about failure. For most people, failure is something to be avoided at all costs. It's embarrassing, it's painful, and it makes us feel like we're not good enough. But the reality is, failure is one of the most valuable things you can experience. Every successful person you admire has failed multiple times. What separates them from everyone else is that they didn't let their failures define them. They didn't give up. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their approach, and kept going. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's a stepping stone. It's a necessary part of the process. When you fail, you're not starting over from scratch. You're starting over with more experience. So the next time you're faced with failure, don't see it as a sign that you're not cut out for this. See it as feedback. See it as an opportunity to grow and improve. The impact of your environment. Here's something you might not have considered. The environment you're in has a massive impact on whether or not you'll get where you want to be in life. The people you surround yourself with, the places you spend your time, even the media you consume, all shape your mindset and influence your actions. If you're surrounded by negativity, by people who don't believe in you or your goals, it's going to be incredibly hard to stay motivated and focused. But when you're in an environment that supports growth, that encourages you, that challenges you to be better, everything changes. You start to believe in yourself more. You start to see opportunities instead of obstacles, and you start to move toward your goals faster. If you want to get where you want to be in life, take a look at your environment. Is it helping you or is it holding you back? Sometimes the biggest change you need to make isn't internal, it's external. The role of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of all success. It's not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. But self-discipline? That's what keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. Self-discipline is about doing the hard things when you don't want to. It's about showing up day after day, even when you're tired, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one else is watching. Here's the thing. Everyone wants success, but not everyone is willing to do what it takes to achieve it. Most people give up when it gets hard, but if you can master the art of self-discipline, if you can push through the discomfort and stay consistent, you will separate yourself from the crowd. Success isn't about talent, it's about self-discipline. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and refusing to quit. The final piece of the puzzle. So now you know the reasons why you're not where you want to be in life. You know about the mindset shifts, the habits, the environment, and the self-discipline it takes to get there. But there's one last piece of the puzzle. It's action. You can have all the knowledge in the world. You can understand every strategy, every secret, every principle for success. But if you don't take action, nothing will change. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Sometimes it's as simple as making a decision, setting a goal, or taking the first small step in the right direction. But you have to start. You can't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity. The perfect time is now. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop doubting yourself. You already have everything you need to get where you want to be. Now it's up to you to take that first step. Remember, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is action. So take that leap, move forward. and don't stop until you get there. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your journey starts today. Let's get to work.